Henry Gross talks drugs, respecting the audience, and protecting that voice. I'm John Beaudin from Rock History Music. I talk to a lot of artists about protecting their voice. I talk to a lot of artists who have lost their voice but are still doing it because they love doing what they're doing. I saw a video recently of Henry Gross singing the song Shannon, and he was reaching those high notes. I asked him how he kept that voice.
My mom was a great singer. She sang briefly with the Metropolitan Opera Chorus, and she was a serious classical pianist. And
they encouraged you, your parents?
Well, my father, was only musically inclined in that he could lean on a piano. He was a pharmacist. Although you'll get a lot of those. Although the combination, think of it, the combination of a musician and a pharmacist. I mean, a match made in heaven to produce rock and roll. I mean, where are you going to get that?
That's a first. Yeah.
I mean, it was what other career was waiting for me?
Yeah.
Actually, but to tell you the truth, because my father was a pharmacist, I never did any of those drugs, which is why I can still sing. Because when you see people burrowing a hole into the side of a drugstore to pick through the drugs, and they knew exactly which one. These guys were like scientists, whoever they were. They picked and took the good stuff. They left stuff that wouldn't. They were geniuses. I mean, they were pharmacists. My father's store was broken into by junkie pharmacists,
Yeah.
who'd finished with their own stash. No, this is all true. And so you'd see this and you'd think, boy, and you got to remember, back in those days, they had pharmaceutical cocaine in bottles. I mean, U.S. government cocaine was in, powder crystals. Yeah, they also had a marijuana tax stamp from when my grandfather had the drugstore in the 30s. The marijuana was prescribed. So all this stuff. You go back in history, but when you see people and their reactions and their need for something, it's like when you see somebody really drooling drunk in public, doesn't really make you want to reach for anything, for a glass of wine. So I kind of skipped all that. I decided I'd rather be able to sing.
Yeah, but was your resolve fortified being a musician? You'd see it. You saw it when you were young, but when you're a musician, you see it everywhere, backstage after the show.
Oh, it was everywhere. I did I tried everything, but I mean tried. I mean a minimum, because the blessing is being a singer. It would be more difficult, in a sense, to resist something if you were just a guitar player or a drummer, or definitely a drummer. But if you were, if you were a guitar player or a bass player, because your instrument isn't your physical being. I mean, it's your fingers, but your fingers can work even if you're a little dizzy. But if you haven't gotten a good night's sleep, you're cheating the people. You shook their hands people give you the most valuable gift in the world when they come to see you play, and that's their time. I mean, there's no bigger gift that you can give anyone, especially an artist. I'm going to spend 2 hours listening to your dream. Wow.
I ask myself sometimes, where have you been the happiest year of your life? And I realize it's always a pocket of time where I have hope and excitement. Those combinations for me are really big. And I talk to musicians, they always go, yeah, I released that album, it didn't sell, but man, I'll never forget the feeling I had going into recording that. Even though it didn't sell, they'd say things like, I had hope, I was really excited back then about things.
Well, it's funny. There are, and I don't say this to belittle anybody's situation, but, I understand there's a lot of people that have a lot of, they suffer from depression and they do a lot, life is, I've had very good times in the music business. I've had years and years and years of no gigs, and nothing happening and nobody knows I'm alive. But I wake up every day happy. I mean, I wake up every day. I'm very positive. I mean, I look at every day as an opportunity to write another great song and maybe someday record it. I've made so many records. I mean, this is just a stack of stuff from that I've done in the last few years, CDs, 22 songs on a CD. I keep making records. And the people that like them get them, but it's not hyping it in that way. I'm saying that I don't see the negative in being above ground. And, I think it's an opportunity. It's raining? Oh, it's raining. I'll play my guitar. It's sunny? It's too bright. I'll play my guitar. It's some people, they get it out of golf, or they get, Some people like target shooting. I mean, I don't know. Everybody likes something else, you know, and it's all good.
We'll have more of our conversation with the great Henry Gross coming up next week. We've done a lot of videos in the last few years, and we've really enjoyed talking to so many people. Go down to our older videos. There are interviews with members of Journey and Yes and the Eagles in Chicago and a lot of the big bands that you love. We've got them there, and we're going to release some archival videos real soon of stuff that came from the 70s and 80s and 90s and onward. Make sure you comment on our videos, subscribe to our channel, and share our videos. I'm John Beaudin from Rock History Music.